Join us on the journey this week in the mountains of Northwest Arkansas for a quick stop off. We showcase a personal favorite, Arkansas State Park, and a variety of things you can do in the area. We get our mail-in ballots filled out and in the mail to South Dakota. I only forgot one thing on our trip.
And why did we not put our socks on before leaving the house?
And the dogs, well, they do dog things.
Welcome back to Untethered, folks, and welcome to Northwest Arkansas. There's a ton of stuff to do here. We kind of wanted to give you guys an overall look at the area, and we've got a few things planned today, but first we had to make a quick pit stop because like almost every time we leave the house, Angela forgot something, and we got all the way here and realized that she didn't have socks. So we are at the Dollar General waiting on Angela to grab some socks so we can get out on today's adventure.
Just a teeny tiny detour.
I've got a knife if you don't want to bite those open with your teeth.
Works.
Those are some ballin' socks.
Thanks.
What do we have here?
Let me see.
We got some Christmas socks. Those are legit. Are those snowflakes? I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna go with plain gray. I was gonna leave a one sock on, but...
Oh, so you managed to get out with one sock.
Yeah.
And why did we not put our socks on before leaving the house?
No, I carried my shoes and socks out to the car, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a sock laying outside of our RV.
Kind of like when you dropped your bikini bottoms in New Mexico?
Yeah, but I didn't know. I thought I did. And I have jerky in my teeth.
So are you telling me there's probably going to be a sock under the seat of the truck this whole time?
I mean, I feel like I looked. There's no sock.
One thing to remember if you're in Northwest Arkansas and you're going to come out and do the trails or you're going to do any of the outdoorsy stuff away from the cities, cell phone service gets really, really sketchy. So make sure if you're using Google Maps or Apple Maps to download your offline maps, which I forgot to do because I pulled in here to the Dollar General and shut the truck off and lost my GPS. So now we're going to have to rely on Garmin to get us over there, which is no big deal. But if you don't have a Garmin, make sure while you're in an area with cell service to download those offline maps because you're going to need them.
I think this is the kind of content that's going to get us, just shoot us to the moon. You may have heard us compare Arkansas steep roads to roads out west, which are some pretty big elevation. The problem that we see is it's a lot of times really curvy, really steep, really narrow.
Like come to a complete stop and then turn.
Because they're very, very old state parks, which is also why we chose not to look for a campground here. They do have campgrounds here at the state park, Devil's Den State Park. We were hesitant about trying to get our rig in, and it was just easier for us to stay 20 minutes out, close to things. But these roads are pretty wild. You don't come in here in the dark and half paying attention. There are a lot of different trails here, programs, things like that. We decided on the classic Devil's Den trail. It's not really that long. Now this is the loop probably, right?
Yeah.
You want to go one way or the other? Downhill or uphill?
Let's go uphill first and finish downhill.
Okay. Well,
or does that look like we're going downhill and then finish downhill? Yeah, let's go down. Yeah.
We chose this trail because it's got a nice variety of things. Different nature, rocks, cliffs, maybe waterfalls, rivers. So it's a nice kind of overall trail.
If you come in the summer, you want to get out early because it gets very hot down here. And you probably want to do a lot of different bug repellents and stuff like that because mosquitoes are an issue.
We forgot.
This time of year, not so much. But it's a little warm this week. It's October 13th, right? I forget what day it is sometimes. October 13th. Yesterday it was like 90 degrees, and I think today it's supposed to be the high 80s. So we wanted to get out early in the 70s in the shade. Have a nice little relaxing hike here.
I take for granted that it's been a really, really long time since we've been on this trail and in this park. Isaac was pretty little.
I think it's been at least 10 years.
So a lot of it doesn't look familiar to me. But I suspect there's going to be some points that maybe it does. At one point when we were kids, there were caves that you could actually go into. The last couple times we came with Isaac, oh my goodness. Again, that was a long time ago. You could go in and tour these caves.
And some of them are really cool. Like you get the Devil's Icebox Cave where it's like cold in there even during the summer. I remember as a kid that was always really nice. I camped here in a tent when I was a little kid. And we did the nighttime bat thing. I don't remember much about it. I just remember as a kid it was really cool.
Going backwards may not have been the wise choice.
It was the wrong choice.
Okay, this is starting to look a little more familiar.
Yeah. Normally there's water coming off of these bluffs here, but it's been so dry. We're under a burn ban right now. We can't even light a campfire at camp. It's really dry right now, but normally it's kind of damp and a lot more pretty in here.
Still really pretty.
It is pretty.
We're thinking this may be the caves that were open when we were kids. Again, it's kind of hard to tell. They have them all blocked off now, but
It's been a minute since we were kids. But yeah, it looks like they've got them, most of the ones that you can see, blocked off. There may be some down here you could kind of walk through. Whew, it's cool down here.
I can feel it.
So it's fenced off here.
That's one way to cool off.
Yeah, I should say.
That has to be 20 degrees difference. At
Oh,
least,
it feels
right?
so good down there. It feels great.
So reminder, Arkansas does have a lot of venomous things. Spiders, snakes, all that good stuff, creepy crawly stuff, scorpions, centipedes.
Tarantulas.
Tarantulas. There are bound to be bear here. I'm not really sure how, but I'm sure they are prevalent here. I forgot about mountain lions. Mountain lions are pretty prevalent in the mountainous areas too.
Bears, mountain lions, bobcats. We got it all down here.
Or just wooded areas, for that matter.
They call this a moderate trail, which is really no surprise. It's kind of steep and rocky. If you got good shoes on, you're fine, but they do consider it to be a moderate trail.
Here's another cave entrance, one of many in this state park. I guess they've closed them all off.
I'm sure there's something open because I hear people talking about it, but I'm not sure where that's at.
When they were closed, when Isaac was little, we just thought maybe they were under construction or something. But I wonder if they just closed them for good. Maybe it just wasn't
Maybe
safe.
it's a safety issue or something.
Yeah. Now we get to reap the rewards and go downhill.
Nice. It's a great time to be here right now if you like fall, because the leaves are starting to change. The leaf changing season's kind of short in Arkansas. It's kind of here and then it's on the ground, but we got a couple of weeks here in a really good window. It's a great time to see it. I think there's a lot of good scenic trails to drive on too. I think the Scenic 7's kind of a big one that everybody wants to see around here. Not sure how much time we're gonna have. We only have a couple of days, but fall and spring is a great time to be here. I wouldn't recommend coming in July.
No.
Because with all the Arkansas heat and the humidity and the dampness coming out of these caves, especially when the water levels are a little bit higher down on the creek, it could get muggy pretty quick.
We learned that by experience. We did everything backwards, including going to the visitor center after we hiked.
Well, that's where the restroom was, in fairness.
So she told me, I said, it's probably been 10, 15 years since I've been here. The caves were just starting to shut down. She said, yes, it was 2009, about 15 years ago.
About right.
And with all the endangered species, they had to just shut them all down, and they've stayed that way.
That's unfortunate. That was really cool as a kid. That's really, I feel like people are missing out on that.
But it makes sense. We weren't sure how long our hiking would take, so we had some extra time this evening, weekend day, that we're going to go downtown Fayetteville and just do a little cruising. Northwest Arkansas offers a lot. Fayetteville in general offers a lot. You've got a stadium right here. You have a lot of entertainment options here. They have live music downtown. They have the arenas, ball games, which there's going to be a football game going on, home game.
Next Saturday, right?
This weekend.
Yeah.
Which is why we had a hard time getting a full week
Got to call those hogs.
campground here, which worked out for us anyways. But yeah, there's a lot to do, a lot for kids, a lot of unique foods, just kind of a good range of things. Nice parks and recreation, bike trails, stuff like that.
Lots of bike trails.
Performing arts, whatever. It is college town, but I don't think you'd get bored here. And then if you did want to drive out a little ways, then you have some options too.
So some of you guys had your eyes peeled, and this was kind of an argument point between me and Ange. Today's Sunday, yesterday was Saturday, and our last video just launched. But some of you guys noticed when we were going out on the trail to hike that there wasn't a blue truck behind us. There was a gray Ram behind us. And I tried to tell Angela when we were editing, somebody's gonna notice, and Isaac, our son, noticed it first off. And then we had a few other guys out there comment, is that a new Ram truck out in the parking lot? So some of you guys were really paying attention on the last one. You know who you are that let us know in the comments you thought you saw a new truck back there. I thought it was funny because I was right. People did notice.
Although there's a variety of cuisine here in the area, we've decided to go to an old classic, one that we've been to quite a few times.
If you want good Chicago-style pizza in the South, this is the place to go. We used to drive from just south of Fort Smith, Arkansas, all the way to Northwest Arkansas, like an hour and a half to have lunch on a Sunday.
Yep.
Because the pizza is so good. And now I think they have one in Fort Smith, and
Yeah.
they've got a few different locations. But it is probably, at least in my estimation, the best pizza in the state of Arkansas. So we're going to go check that out. We just saw a mobile tattoo truck. It's an RV, I guess, that drives around Northwest Arkansas giving tattoos.
I mean, that sounds like it's on the up and up to me.
I mean, I even get a little sketched out at food trucks sometimes because you just don't know how sanitary those things are. No, I don't think I'm getting a tattoo out of the back of an RV.
I mean, I used to give blood in a
blood
moving
bus.
bus.
Well, okay, maybe it's all right. Well, we'll go try it. Maybe we'll do that this week.
Or not. Stay here, baby. I'm kind of cracking up because this grass is obviously really nice sod, but it's been so dry that it's kind of hard, so the dogs are walking through it really funny, and their business just sits right on top of it. of little things. Big day. We got our mail-in ballots.
From the great state of South Dakota.
The great state of South Dakota. So I know this isn't new to everyone, but the mail-in piece of it was absolutely new to us. They gave us a link that we could track, so we were able to see when the ballots were in the mail heading our way. We could see when they landed to our escapee's address, and from
we get
there
to track them all the way back.
And then from there we tracked them.
There is a website where you can track and make sure your vote actually got counted, and I believe that's whether you do mail-in or in person. We don't need to know who you vote for. You don't need to know who we vote for, because honestly, we love you guys regardless of who you vote for. But it is important that you vote.
I'm kidding. But we need to get this done and in the mail so that we can track it and we feel better about it. It just, you know, what you don't know can give you anxiety. So
and we're well early enough that even in theory, even the U.S. Postal Service should get this there on time.
Wow.
You guys know how I feel about this. But.
So they give you a pre-filled envelope. You can either pay $1.50 or put 3
forever stamps.
Forever stamps. So that's already done for you. They give you instructions.
So that you can't mess it up.
Black or blue ink. It kind of walks through. Sorry for the wind and the dog, by the way. It's not going to stop.
This dog's been on one for about 3 days.
He sounds really vicious, and then one day he crammed his face up against the fence, and he's just a big fluffy. It's hilarious.
Not scary at all.
He sounds so vicious. And then they give you links and stuff like that. So that's basically it. Don't go creasing it and all that stuff. So we're going to go through our ballots, and some of it I kind of glanced over, and we need to research, which is kind of the nice part of the mail-ins, because we have time to do that. However, it does say to fill these out in private, so I'm going to need you to not look at my answers.
I'm going to need you to go away so I can fill out my ballot privately.
Actually, I need your help. We need to.
I won't tell you who to vote for.
Well, but some of these I need to, the wording. I think they intentionally make the wording confusing. Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to do. Now that one's mine.
You didn't bring me anything to write on, so since I got a new laptop this week, I'm going to write on that.
All right, that one's yours. Did you grab the other? Okay. Is it a black or blue ink, sir? Not felt tip?
It's black. It's falling apart. Isn't it funny how little we use pens, but every time we need to use a pen, it throws us for a complete loop, and we just tear the house apart looking for one?
Yeah. But out of principle, we don't want to go buy pens because we don't need pens.
We don't use them.
But when we need them, we don't have them. Signed, sealed, delivered.
All done. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Maybe you're thinking about going full-time in the future, and this is something that's crossed your mind as a concern like it was for us. At least in South Dakota, the process was very easy to get all this set up.
Yeah.
The ballots arrived when they were supposed to.
And we'll see how the rest of this process pans out. We'll try to get on and track it and just kind of see for our own experience.
No bias. We don't care who you vote for, but we do want you to vote. Let's go mail them.
Let's do it. We found a post office at an airport, so that's cool. Here in Greenland or Fayetteville, Arkansas. I don't know technically what line we're on.
It's Greenland, technically. I knew Google wouldn't steer us wrong.
Did you?
No. You know what time it is, don't you?
You just couldn't help yourself.
Well, you're out and about anyway.
This is a very popular destination here in Bentonville, Arkansas. Building itself closes in an hour and then the grounds are open, and so we had a little time to rush over here real fast and see what they have. The art museum is free, Cody's favorite price. Look, a razorback.
It has no tusk, that's just a hog.
A chunky razorback. They have walking trails, biking trails, there's little playground areas nearby. You could come and
You can
spend
just
some
come
time.
walk. It's just pretty to walk out here. Apparently if you come up here at night, they do some nighttime lights. They do different things at different parts of the year. It's supposed to be really cool after dark.
I plan to be in the comfort of my home in SPC, baby.
SPC.
Sweatpants City.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Somebody left him a stick and he's got his ball here.
Now that we got our culture on,
And our walk on. Took some steps.
we didn't even hit a piece of it. You could really spend a lot of time out here. We kind of got lost.
You need to get a map. You need to find someone and get a map.
They probably have maps.
Because the place is kind of confusing to get around in.
The bike trails are pretty cool though.
Yeah, I wish we had our bikes here. If we had more time, I'd drag the bikes up here.
We also heard that the Walmart Museum was good. I've also heard that it's under construction. So we're not doing that. It is an option.
Is it at least free? I feel like Walmart gets enough of our money.
I don't know, but I did hear that they had an old-fashioned soda fountain in there. Well, we didn't really get to explore as much as we had hoped we would. This was a really, really short trip for us. However, the northwest piece of the state in Arkansas has quite a number of things, a variety of things. So there's a lot of family-friendly things that you can do here, entertainment, lots of opportunity for that. History, about an hour north of here, you have the Pea Ridge battlefield that you can go tour. Also War Eagle Mill. There's also a War Eagle craft fair that goes on every year, and it is a big deal. I think it's going on within the next week or so. So there's a lot going on here. You may check it out. We'll put a few things down in the description, just some ideas to get you started. Or if you just want a really great park, this Hog Valley RV Resort has a lot of really great amenities. It's a nice park. It has tree houses. We're leaving a day early. We're gonna wrap up and hit the road. So we will catch you guys on the next one. What am I trying to think of?
I don't know. People said to turn left at the trailhead and... Oh, I don't want to scratch your glasses.
I've been looking for these.
Where'd you find them at?
In the pocket?
They've been out in that chair the whole time. Walmart glasses for you from now on. I hope they're on. I don't want to shoot this twice. I don't want to shoot anything twice. Test, 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 test. So why does it look like you've been crying? Your eyes are wet.
Yeah, my eyes were watering.
Yeah, dab it with your sleeve there.
Not crying. I'm just very passionate about our country and voting.
So look at me, I'm in an art museum.